Oh, I'm slightly cut off. Just scoot over a bit.
Hello.
Okay, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another Q&A. Today we're joined with Mod Matt K.
Hello.
Mod Johnsy.
Hiya.
Mod Kieran.
Hey.
And Mod Ash.
Hello.
And myself, I guess. Assuming we are in fact live, we can't actually see anything.
I'm not entirely sure that we are.
Well, pretend we are. Okay,
We pretend we are.
Yeah.
All right, practice round just in case.
Yeah.
Tell really dirty jokes.
So
Chuckles because he knows he does it very often.
Yeah, net's down.
Carry on.
are we doing this?
Yes, yeah.
All right, we're assuming we're live. You know what? If we are live, tweet Ronan. Say it.
Tweet Ronan,
tweet
asking
Ronan.
him for P-mod.
The
Well, that's a good test.
Yeah.
Insecure's down as well.
All right. Now, assuming that we are, even if we aren't, why not?
I can just look it up on my phone, actually.
You look it up.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
Okay.
Carry on. You ask questions. These two will play their phones.
You can practice your answers then.
Yeah.
Before we get into the questions for this week, we have some Deadman data. Yep, courtesy of Bob Matt K.
Not courtesy of me, courtesy of Mod, someone's name I can't remember.
I think it's more Porky.
But that's right, yeah, Mod Porky, who got the data. I'm just going to read out the answers. I did absolutely nothing to do with it.
Okay.
You got the questions, he got the data. I just printed out the sheet with it all on. But that was the extent of my input for it.
Yeah, no one's internet's working in the office, I don't think. We do seem to be live though. People are tweeting.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We do seem to be live. This is good.
There we go.
Okay. Well, we just won't have a
crack on.
chat.
We'll
That's
crack
all
on,
right.
yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll stop checking Twitter on my
right.
phone now.
So disrespectful. So before we get to the questions again, Deadman data questions. Let's do this. First question: how many players have completed all quests?
Oh, hang on. The answer to that is nobody. The person we've got with the most amount of quest points has 231 quest
It was
points.
close.
Not far
Close.
off.
Yeah, it's
it
not
was
far to
close.
go, so we're getting there.
I can imagine a few that he's having some trouble with.
Oh, I can imagine quite a lot he's having trouble with, quite frankly. Yeah,
That's quite surprising, though.
that is a good one.
Which stats are the most protected?
Right, so the most protected combination is ranged hit points, agility, thieving, and slayer. Overall, hit points 71% of people are protecting hit points. And what else we got that's interesting on here?
52% for range?
52% for ranged as well, which is really quite interesting. 31% wood cutting, 55 thieving,
Yeah.
44 agility, 18.5% strength, 99.3% attack, 9.1% defense, herb law 1.9%. So there's plenty of people there. And how many do you think are protecting percentage-wise protecting farming? You must have a guess at that.
0.5%.
Hands up those who saw the email go around with this written on it.
I received the email. I haven't seen the number, so I'm
Yeah,
going
we
to
have Twitch chat. All right.
I'm going
There we
to
go.
0.2.
Welcome back to Twitch chat. Shall we get these guys to have a guess at what percentage of players are protecting their farming skill? I think that'd be quite an interesting thing.
I can't even read it from the sheet.
Again, guys, if you missed it, the top 5 protected skills are ranged hit points, agility, thieving, and slayer.
Here
Found
we
that
go.
quite
We've got
surprising. I thought it'd be
0.00001%.
It'd be interesting to see how that
13%.
changes when we got hit points insurance out next week.
That's true.
Exactly. It'll be interesting what the next one will be.
I can
I'm
see
thinking defence going up or prayer. I think will be two big
And-
ones.
and
we'll
magic.
We'll see going up. Well, no, because I think if you've got range, there's very little point having magic as well.
Oh no, you need the freezes.
Yeah,
PKing
you
mode.
think?
You gotta freeze people.
I think we'll see
So many people are
That's the
playing the
people
game
do
without
range and
PKing.
mage.
Yeah, I mean, magic is. Where's magic on this list? I can't see magic on the list. Can you
It's
see
20
magic?
something percent, 26 I think. Yeah, 26.8.
I'm glad you can see that. Going blind. There it is.
Fourth from
one
top.
down, yeah, 26.8%. So farming, 0.5% of people have protecting farming. With
Hey, I got it
construction
right.
being, yeah, you did, well done. 0.6% for construction, so if you want to get into the high scores, they're the two ones to go for, I think. If you want to get front page, there we go.
All right. Who has the most kills and how many?
Right, how many kills? Do you guys want to have a guess?
We were discussing the numbers the other day, so
Yeah.
I can't really have a guess.
I missed this conversation, so I'm going to
You
guess.
did, you-
I'm going to go 1,350.
Players, you make sure you have a guess as well. Most amount of kills, please.
1,337.
I said 1,350, but
Yeah,
sure.
37 will do, yeah. Yeah. Let's have a look. Well, we've got
Paul comes in there
2,500,
with 2,500.
420. Surprise, surprise. That's going to be the guess for everything, isn't it? 355. The actual answer is 2,222 exactly.
Whoa.
That's kills in Deadman
4
mode
little
from a
deaths.
single player.
I wonder how many is that per average per day. I'm not going to do this math.
That's 14 days, isn't it? So
Has been 14 days now.
100, 150-ish a day, give or take.
I'm not even going to try, because even if you're off by like 2, you get roasted. How many deaths does the player with the most deaths have?
Come on, guys, have a guess for those who don't already know. Which is probably just you.
75.
75 deaths for the player with the most deaths.
Probably like 2, isn't it?
73.
You are?
73?
He said 75.
Yeah.
You guys, you going to have a guess as well? Tell us how many deaths you think the person with the most deaths has. 9999, Boaty, yeah, well, not quite. Miss, I hope not. We've got 1,420, 275, 7,000. The answer is 4,956.
What the?
That's
Just
somebody
about
who's
5,000.
doing nothing but dying,
Yeah.
effectively.
I love this game mode.
Yeah, I'm dead again, woo!
I am literally dead, man.
Maybe he thinks that is the actual purpose of the game.
There we go.
Surely at the 10,000th kill, I'll be given
hoping.
something.
He's probably. If we ever get a thread saying, "Can you please add a death count at high scores?" We know who it is.
Yes, exactly.
158.7 average kills per day was the previous one. Just
Oh, that's not bad for a quick guess, was it?
On the other hand, average total deaths per day.
Yes, that's an interesting one. I don't think any of you would have seen this one. Average deaths per day.
that's total.
Yes, total deaths per day.
Just divided by how
How
many days
much?
has been released.
How,
No, not on that one person. This is.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
Oh, this is.
again, you guys have a guess as well. How many deaths are there every day in Deadman?
15,000.
Some people are getting very accurate ones there as well. That's quite impressive.
It's not our colleagues upstairs, is it?
It could be, yes. Are you in a chat mod, Porky? Are you? You giving all the answers. The actual deaths is 69,300.
And that's
And
across.
that's across an average of 18,900 players who play the game every day. So, 3-4 deaths per person, which is quite cool.
I'd like to compare that against deaths in standard old school.
Yes,
Be
yes,
interesting.
yes, we could do that, couldn't we?
Okay.
Yeah, 69. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really funny, chat. Really funny.
Woke me up.
Giggity.
Highest KDR? Should we
Highest
keep his
KDR.
name a secret, or?
We'll keep his name secret.
Yeah.
Name secret, yeah. But it's
Shame.
an
It's quite
acronym.
noble.
I don't know what it's an acronym for, which is why I don't want to say his name.
Oh, okay.
I did look it up on the internet, but our security systems blocked us.
No idea.
Beats
Yeah,
me.
don't.
Highest KDR in the game?
Right. Anyone have a guess? You guys have a guess? Highest KDR. That's 2 answers to this, in fact.
I kind of just looked at the sheet, so I'm not going to.
Yes, you can't guess. Go on, you have a guess. Highest KDR.
160.
You see,
160
I
goes.
already know the answer because I am one of the people with the actual answer.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a sheet
There-
right
there
in front
is-
of you with
no,
the
no,
numbers
as in
on
my
it.
account is one of the people with the highest KDR because obviously the highest one's infinity because if you haven't died, you've got an infinite KDR. Now, the person who hasn't got an infinite KDR has a KDR of 327.7, which is 983 kills to 3 deaths. However, the person with the highest infinity KDR
Has not died
has 645 kills, which is 643 more than me.
Someone is 645 and O.
Yes.
And if we said their name, they would be hunted to an extreme. So,
He has the most appropriate name as well. There you go.
yeah.
He has the
I would
most
love to see that
appropriate
bank.
Okay.
name. He's a pro, isn't he?
Well, the question is, are they 645 legitimate kills, or are they 645 killing noobs right after they get off Tutorial Island,
Exactly.
going
exactly.
and fishing or whatever?
Yes, that's the next thing.
Or is it that person with all the deaths?
No.
Yeah, his other account.
Okay. How many players haven't killed a single player yet?
Now, this is the interesting one because those I've killed 2.
Oh,
I have.
I think
Yeah.
Ronan?
crap.
Yeah, I have. I used to PK quite a lot back when I first started playing, which is quite cool. But yeah, so I was going to say something about this. I was going to say, yeah, I put out a thing on LinkedIn a few weeks before Deadman mode came out, saying I don't think there's going to be as many kills as people expect there to be. And somebody else again got very accurate there. So somebody say 85,000 people haven't killed anybody, and the actual answer is 86,922 people haven't actually killed a player yet.
Wow.
Which is 55% of the people who've played. Which
Over
says
half
quite
of
a
you
lot.
haven't killed someone yet.
Yes. So it's getting that balance quite nicely of those who want to kill people and those who want to get to the top without killing people.
Do
So
we have
it's
how many people
worked
have
quite
not
nicely.
died?
I don't know, do we have that? I don't think we do have that.
Don't think we have that one.
No,
It's one
No.
for the future.
A fair amount.
it could well be, yeah. In fact, I don't think we could get that one easily, could we?
That'd be much more difficult, yeah. Richest player in Deadman. Again, definitely want to keep this name a secret.
Do we?
Do we? That sounds good. We should have a wealth high scores.
Probably for the best, yes.
Richest
Go on,
player.
have a guess. Let's go for
Stabs.
coins first. Person who's got the most amount of coins, how many coins
You-
have they got? Yes, got the number.
Somehow I've max stack by now.
You reckon?
Yeah.
2 billion coins.
I'll go with the max stack.
A max stack,
Yeah.
2.1.
There are some people that are incredibly gifted at making money,
I reckon-
especially on a new economy.
I reckon 350 mil.
Right, before we answer this, okay, let's answer question 13 first, which is how many coins are in the economy? Let's answer that one
We
first.
did this one a few weeks ago.
This is just in Deadman. How many coins? Okay, we're backtracking based on these answers here. How many coins are in the economy as a whole? Oh, it's a silent thinky time, isn't it? 120 trillion, says somebody. 420 billion.
How many trillions do we have in the live game? 5? 4?
Yeah, 5 trillion that I count.
Did that count all the platinums?
Yes. Well,
So-
the platinums were such a minor
Is this,
side of
is this
it.
counting as platinums?
Keeping in mind, guys, when somebody dies in Deadman, it can either go to the player that killed them or it can go to the ground
Yeah.
and then disappear.
I
And that
reckon-
happens a lot.
I would like to revise my previous answer.
I reckon 150 bill.
You reckon 150 bill is what's in the in Deadman?
No, I reckon it's like 10% of that. I'm going to go 15 bill.
The actual answer is 2.7 billion GP.
You what,
Are in
mate?
game. 2.7 billion.
You got one person.
So, a couple reasons to that, right? We have people that die and lose their money and it goes
Yeah.
to nothing. It's claimed by the game.
Yeah.
We have the smart people who don't invest in high cash stacks because if they die, they lose it.
Yeah.
They instead throw those into items, which they then throw into their bank deposit box.
Exactly. People don't want cash in Deadman. As simple as
Yeah.
that.
I hate having a cash stack because I'm like, someone's going to kill me for this. I might as well, like, drop it.
Yeah, or just grind it into something. You know,
Yeah,
just
throw
turn
it into magic or
Turn it into
something.
XP
Yeah.
as quickly as possible. You know. But,
We're not
yeah, so
watching
based on
nothing.
that we now know is 2.7 billion. Let's go back to the last question, which is
Alfie was on the stream.
was it? Okay. How much is the most coins the most players got? It's got the most.
One player. Which player has the most amount of coins? Oh, sorry, not which player. How many coins
There's
does...
about- How many coins does the player who's got the most coins have?
50 mil.
Not 50 mil.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, this is not very exciting for Ash. Sorry, how many coins has the player with the most coins got?
Oh, yeah, 5 seconds.
Okay.
Because we still
50
have some
mil.
of these to go through.
50 mil. It's 20 mil.
All right.
The person with the most amount of wealth has got 100 mils worth of wealth. That could be chopped up.
100 mil worth of fruit. Yeah.
For all we
Not
know.
today.
So
We've
take that
got
with a pinch of salt.
just a couple more of these. Who has the most blood money? How many is it, rather?
How many blood money
What
do
was
they
the
have?
most kills?
Most kills of
2,200.
2,000. Yeah.
777.
A lot of people don't pick it up, though, because it doesn't do anything.
Let's go for 1,800 then.
You guys, who wait for these guys to have a guess in the chat. How many? A person with the most amount of blood money. How much blood money do they have?
To be fair, if that guy's sat there grinding kills like that, you'd think he might want to pick it up.
You'd think so. He wouldn't know because it's only 305 is the
Wow.
most.
305 is the
Yeah.
most blood money. It's not even a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Shows a lot
Exactly.
of people don't collect it.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay. Most expensive item in game according to the Gren Exchange.
Oh.
Orange chunks.
Single item.
Single, not stacks.
That It's got to be Visage / Dragonfire Shield at this point. There's no God Wars items, is there? There's definitely no
Surely
Spirit
there are
Shields.
by
There's
now.
no T75 boots.
Dragonfall Helm.
There could well be a Dragonfall Helm.
A few people saying AGS is out there.
Is there an AGS in Deadman mode yet? Find out now. Matt?
I know
The
there's a
answer
Visage.
is ACB.
No. There is no
Okay.
AGS. There is an armored crossbow.
No,
Which is still pretty damn scary.
Isn't a DFS
but
worth more than an Armadillo crossbow?
Well, not according to
Not quite.
not according to Mod Porky, who's our data man.
I
Send
think
an
it's
email.
like... If the
I
grand
thought you were
exchange
our
value,
data
I think, is like...
No, he's the data man. I just pretend to be the data man. I give the data. He makes it.
I think it's slightly less. At least last time I checked. Okay, I think last one here. Any pieces of Third Age in the game yet?
We'd heard of
That
that.
kind of just answers the question.
Yeah, I think we've answered that one, haven't we?
Did we say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well, there could have been van braces.
that's true.
That would have been a kick in the balls, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No Third Age, guys.
No Third Age at all in game. We've got another one. What skills trained the least? Which is farming,
Yeah.
clearly. Rune crafting after that, and construction, herb law, firemaking, slayer, smithing. Range just trained the most with over 207 billion XP gained in range so far.
Yeah.
Thieving 176 billion, hit points 120 billion, woodcutting 106 billion, magic 97 billion, and so on. With range, with farming having 738 million XP has been gained in that since it came out. There we are, data. I'm gonna go have a cold shower.
The players seem so disappointed that you're not the one actually making all the data. No,
It really isn't me. I'm sorry, but
You're a fraud.
I have a data team who do the data for me because they know how to get the data. And if they have girlfriends, they probably date her as well.
Wow.
Get out.
give up the day job.
Speaking of maths, did anyone see Ronan's arithmetic last night?
Oh, leave me alone, Gary. Every Q&A you mock me.
Sorry about the number of unside there, by the way.
Right. Into the actual questions. This will hopefully restart Modash. Vixen asks, will we ever be able to imbue the Slayer Helm with Slayer points?
Maybe,
I
sure,
wouldn't
if you want
mind
it.
Wouldn't mind that at all.
I liked the golden idea, just to make it look awesome, but you need to have a certain amount of tasks completed.
Yeah. There's a lot of points.
Those recoloured versions that look like kind of monster heads.
Yeah, wasn't the idea that you got the Slayer head, the head from the monster, and then with Slayer points you could combine them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that as well.
Yeah,
not the
and it would let
beginning,
us
though.
do the fairly popular looking models that keep turning up.
Yeah.
As far as the imbuing, though, yes, but it's not top priority as far as I'm concerned.
Wouldn't expect it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Scott asks, can we see an option that says, are you sure you want to do that when attacking a player in a safe zone? I think we kind of solved this today.
Yeah, you can just hide the attack ops now.
Yeah. Affixy, it's impossible for new accounts to make it anywhere in Deadman mode. Will anything be done about this? Someone had a bad time.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah.
It's not impossible at all.
It's not impossible at all. Not even remotely. If you know what you're doing.
If you play it right,
Yeah.
you won't have an issue.
The big difference, I think, is Deadman mode is not RuneScape. It's not. By the way, you can buy these T-shirts in the shop.
And these, actually, I think.
What's the
There's
URL?
people in the street selling these flower things.
Yeah, it says, I am Deadman. Feel free to buy it in the shop from your favourite RuneScape merchandise shop. $15.99 bargain. You can look as good as me. Back to the question. Yeah, Deadman is not RuneScape. You don't play Deadman mode the same way you play Old School Runescape. It's not the same thing at all. If you try and play it the same way, you will get nowhere and it will do nothing. There's a completely different tactic needed. You play the game. If you think you're just going to play a PvP version of Old School, it's not at all. So you've got to play it in a different way to make it work. So there.
There you go.
You adjust your play style rather than thinking that you can't do it.
Yeah, so instead of thinking, for example, I'll just make some money quick from fishing, no, get your combat up first, then maybe make your money from fishing. It's really not too difficult that way.
Absolutely.
And stay in the safe zones.
My bit of
So you're
advice
ready to
would be the
leave.
first thing to do is get to Lumbridge, get your fishing up a little bit to 25, I think it is. Then
The
get
advice
over
we just
to
gave was not train fishing straight away.
and then get up to the gnome place, the Grand Tree, and then you can just do your fishing from there in the safe fishing spots down there, and then it's a quick run to RD to do your thieving, get your thieving level up there.
There are some fantastic tips and tricks and guides over on YouTube. Just run a search for Deadman modes. Some people have made some really useful guides.
Finbar asks, can you address suiciding in Deadman?
I think we did that today.
I think we fixed that as
Yeah,
well
what we
today.
did today would hopefully help it. So now if you kill someone in a safe zone, the key will drop to the floor. Now what people were doing previously, so you would have one guy who's going to suicide, but he would have had his friend deal enough damage to him so that he would get the drop off that guy. Now this suicider would go and attack someone in the safe zone, get the kill, and then die to a guard. Then their key would transfer to the suicider, and then that key would then transfer to the guy who had already done the damage previously to that person. But now, because it goes to the floor, that cannot happen. So basically what we've done is remove the benefit from doing it.
Yeah.
So hopefully it should be resolved.
Toriko, can we have the ability to transmog the rock golem pet from the brown version to the blue version?
There's a blue version?
Yeah, there
On
was
the stream,
originally
we showed off a blue version,
Yeah.
and the comments were not particularly complimentary.
Ah,
No,
yes, I remember
it
the
was-
phrase, yes.
It was sort of split, and it didn't look much like a rock. It looked something like something out of Tron.
Yeah.
It
Which,
did look like something out
while
of Tron.
super cool, isn't
It-
a rock golem.
It fit the newer style of ores that we're removing. So,
Yes. Yes, it looks
just
like those
answered.
drops they voted for us to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We could add a couple of transmogs that are based around different rock colours, but it won't look as shiny as the original one
I
did.
think it looks good how it is. Still call it a Pooh Man. With it,
Pink
says,
mole pet, I like that one. We need the the little pink
baby
ones
mole,
that are
yeah.
going around the cave. I want one of those.
Since this hasn't come up in the last, I think, like 4 weeks now, can you please repoll allowing Iron Men to purchase scrolls of redirection from Nightmare Zone? And I can say I've asked it.
Ronan, did we put that on a near miss poll?
I remember polling it at some point.
Yeah,
If
we.
I'm mistaken, I can double check.
It
We
was a
polled it
close
around
one,
the
but
time
it
Iron
failed.
Man was coming out in the first place.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
been a while now.
I think it was close.
74-ish.
Yeah, so it should have been on a near miss, but I know we've only done one of those.
I can double check.
Yeah. Ronan is checking. He's on
Okay.
Google. He's on
Yeah,
the
so all the
website.
angry Iron Men just tweet Ronan,
Yeah.
and he'll have
And
the
while you're at
answer.
it, asking for PMod.
Yes.
But don't meet him near a red pool.
That's today.
So Shine has a suggestion here. Can we use blood money to purchase a pouch that allows us to hold more keys? I saw an even more interesting suggestion. Can we use blood money to purchase a key ring that allows us to hold more keys?
The issue with giving a use to blood money is that it's very easy to farm.
Yeah.
So while those are pretty cool suggestions, if we're going to go down that route, they won't come from blood money.
As Mr. died 4,952 times, will be attested to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well just name himself Free Blood Money.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably what it's. No, it's not. We know what his account name is.
We would
We'll
like.
check him afterwards.
Yeah, I think we would like to do something with it, but it can't actually have any kind of impact
It's just
upon
probably
the
doing
game.
more cosmetic stuff, really.
Yeah, cosmetic things and that look cool and don't actually do anything.
Yeah, I mean, we could do the sword, for example, which Nigel holds, and just make that 1,000 blood money. So there's big reason to get it.
It
That-
does look good.
And that's
Is that
quite
all
cool.
cosmetic though?
Yeah, just make it cosmetic.
Okay.
That's the problem. As soon as we do something that's not cosmetic and two players can go and farm it, then it makes it valueless, effectively.
Would be quite the status symbol at least.
Mm.
Show I've killed 1,000 people. Look at me. Okay.
Ian might kill us if we ask him to increase the keys from 5.
Yes. And then stick them in another inventory on top of another inventory.
Yeah, it's a shame he's not here. He's done some fantastic.
He put an insane amount of work into making keys drop on the floor. That was a really big technical change.
Yeah, he was here very late last night, and me and Kieran just couldn't find anything wrong with it. It was, without getting too technical, some of the changes Ian had to make were ridiculous, and yeah, it was flawless. So do send a tweet to Ian and say well done, because it was really impressive. Just wanted to get that out.
It wasn't on the name of poll.
Okay, the Iron Man thing wasn't on the near miss poll, so maybe we should put it on the next one.
Okay. General asks, any plans to pull an official clan system and clan citadels?
Not citadels, but an official clan system, yes. I was talking about it on Tuesday with the, I don't even know what his name is now, technical director, I think his title is now.
Oh, yeah.
And he was, oh yeah, that's not too much work.
Well,
which is always, which I'm sure Ian started shaking as soon as that happened.
for what it's worth, giving them a private place where they can have a meeting is fine. Giving them a citadel where they have to do huge amounts of work to upkeep it is perhaps more feature than it strictly requires to do
Yes,
what they
absolutely.
want.
Absolutely.
I think if we just gave them a room to talk in, where they can have a private meeting without other people coming in, it'll probably do a lot of what they want in terms of citadels, without needing to actually make all that stuff that they maybe didn't need.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I think certainly a way of creating a clan, managing a clan, getting people into a separate chat channel for a clan, and a way of grouping people so that you can do stuff as a clan together is the key aims of that.
Okay. Boss asks, after Zaya's first batch of updates is complete, will you focus your attention on older content such as the desert, Brimhaven dungeon, etc.?
Brimhaven Dungeon, that's the agility place, isn't
It
it?
is.
And we're looking at that
Hang on,
next.
well, there's
No,
the
there's-
one with
yeah.
the dragons in as
Oh,
well.
the other one, okay.
Well,
I was going to say mini games we're looking at next year.
There's not much we really want to do with the Brimhaven dungeon.
I think it's fine,
Well,
personally.
it's fine.
Yeah.
We threw more dragons in there.
Well, once the continent's out of the way, we have various like large pieces of content that we want to offer throughout the year, but we'll continue through standard quality of life polls offering medium and smaller sized content that comes from player suggestions. So if they've got suggestions, send them over. They'll get.
We did give it something unique in the form of the baby green dragons, so that anyone on a green dragon task who doesn't want to go in the wilderness can now do it at pretty low XP, but outside the wilderness. And that's unique to the Brimhaven dungeon. So if there was anything else like that we wanted to add that feels like it's all right in the Brown Cave, which kind of rules out, say, things involving wyverns, then we can go there again. I rather enjoyed mapping that one, chance to kind of stick something on an upper level and make it feel a bit more 3D.
Okay. We're testing the audio real quick. Senkin asks, any chance of an alternate method to acquire the rune pouch? I assume this is in Deadman. He's suggesting perhaps with Slayer points.
Alternative method of getting a room pouch.
You can only get it from the Bounty Hunter store, and you can't obtain that in Deadman mode.
It's been suggested we could make the wilderness bosses drop the emblems in Deadman mode so that it becomes a PVM feature.
Yeah, because they drop in
we did that on
PvP
the-
world.
I think we did it on the Bounty
Oh,
World.
It's quite dangerous killing those too.
yeah.
Depends whether you like the idea of people having to have all their runes spread out in their inventory for this. It does limit the space.
It's true, but that I imagine it would take a hell of a long time
Yeah.
to get hold of.
That's
Cost an awful lot.
It'd be quite a challenge in that it'd almost be a requirement because anybody PKing with mage would almost need the rune pouch at that point. You'd feel you needed it, at which point you'd have to go out there and kill those bosses. So it's almost saying kill these bosses or else suffer.
Mind you, if you've gone to that effort to go and get that and then you die with it, you'll lose it.
Yeah. I don't know if you would. It's untradeable.
No, you lose it on deck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
We'd
you
have,
only
we'd
save,
have to pull it.
yeah,
course.
naturally. But you only save 2 inventory slots. It would take you an awful amount of time to get hold of it. I think that's definitely something worth polling. Can we straw poll it?
Repeat it, yes.
Would you like the rune pouch in Deadman mode? Would you like the wilderness bosses to drop emblems to purchase the rune pouch in Deadman mode?
And probably
Got that
anything
wrong.
else in the store, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we'd open up the
Yeah.
entire store, I think.
Okay.
Doable.
Should the wilderness monsters drop emblems in Deadman?
So just the rune pouch or the entire store?
The entire store.
Just say emblems.
Okay.
Apparently we deserve dance games. All right, Paper asks, can we have the ability to activate quick prayers with hotkeys?
Ooh, that'd be powerful.
I'm sure we could get to the engine features to do it, but combat and hotkeys don't mesh well in the old school game.
Make
Just
prayer
saying.
flicking just too easy.
It
well,
does, doesn't it,
also
really?
there's this change that was made to combat a while back where they had a lot of hotkeys involved in combat, and we got a lot of players from that.
That's next week's update.
Don't tell them
Secret update, Kieran.
You revealing it.
Okay. I think that's a valid statement there.
Yeah.
We've got that straw pull out. Go ahead and give that a vote. Next question. Gambit asks, ETA on Monkey Madness 2?
Soon TM.
We say Q2.
5, 6, hang on. 5, about 8, 9 months. 8 months-ish.
Yeah.
Summer.
7 months, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
2016.
Some point before the beginning of the next century.
So soon,
Potentially.
soon TM.
So 2035?
Yeah, it will be 2035.
Yeah.
14th of July, 2035
Yeah.
at 11:32 in the afternoon.
Well,
There you
that's
It's quite a
What in the
controversial poll there. We'll put out a straw poll. Would you like to see the wilderness bosses drop emblems in Deadman mode? This would give you access to the bounty hunter shop.
67%.
67%. So
I think there's value in exploring that.
yeah,
I mean, maybe we do need to remove a few things from the store.
there's some other really good stuff in there as well.
The cosmetic things
The
like-
imbued magic shortbow would be really good. Obviously, the ring of wealth.
Indeed.
Okay. This hour asks, regarding the runecrafting dev blog, I'd like to know more about this whole imbuing essence with dark energy thing. Can you explain?
Okay, so what you do is you go get your pure essence, you take it to the dark altar, it will then become dark essence, you then take the dark essence, you take it to the altar places for the blood and soul altars, and it turns into blood and soul runes. It won't be tradable, probably won't be stackable. That's something we can sort of talk about depending on the final balancing, but I can't imagine it'll be stackable. It won't be bankable. It is there as well, for multiple things. It ties in really nicely into the lore of the whole magical area of the new continent, which is all based around dark magic and necromancy and floaty people we're going to have there, and it's going to be really quite cool.
Floaty people.
Floaty people. Well, you should hear
Not
these
to be
guys talk
confused
about
with
it.
Lunar Isle.
Yes, yeah.
I thought sailing didn't pass.
Yeah. Very good, like that. So it ties in really nicely with the whole necromantic type of stuff going on there. It also gives us this extra mechanic to help balance it, to make sure that the GP input, the XP you get from making the runes, is also something that we can balance as we want to balance it as well. So it can be exactly what it needs to be, rather than having been too closely related to each other. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dark Altar is going to be a central part on how the magic all works. So, yeah.
And the dev blog's been updated a couple times now,
Yeah.
with XP rates changing.
And again,
so,
once if it passes and it goes live, and then people don't want the XP rates to remain what they are after it's gone live again, we can change them after that. It doesn't have to stay how it is as soon as it's released forever.
So yeah, the poll is in game right now. If you want to vote on blood and soul altars, go do it.
They were sitting on about 87% last I looked.
Oh, that's all right. I was worried about it yesterday after reading all the feedback, going, so I'm quite pleased about that.
Any volunteers to take care of the spider?
On it.
Eat it, Ash. Eat the spider.
Smart Ash versus
Spam
Venom.
one in the chat if you want to eat the spider.
Oh. All right.
Didn't expect that.
Didn't expect that.
It's not a real spider.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what just happened.
Peter.
JBeebs asks.
We don't have PETA over here. It's RSPCA.
RSPCA.
Yeah, I'm afraid. Sorry. Carry on.
Right.
Carry on. 99 square.
It's a tea spider.
Can't find it. It sank.
All right. Thoughts on adding an anvil to the iron and steel drags so the bars aren't wasted?
How many of you would really use it? In all honesty,
You take your hammer, you craft something, you'd alch it, perhaps.
Pretty much.
potentially.
Yeah, just
until you get stuck in combat, but you've got to pick up the bars and actually use. I can see maybe 1 in 100 people that visit that
That's
dungeon.
fair point.
I'm not sure I'd want to bother alching an iron anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
You could make an iron stackable pile of stuff and then
Yes,
dump on
yeah,
the
you
GE.
have rune,
but
make iron arrowheads, couldn't you?
yeah.
And use them for fletching.
That's true.
although it's not really a big job to put an anvil down.
Make iron
It just
knives.
feels unnecessary.
Yeah.
Iron knives would be good. It's definitely not necessary.
It'd be cool if it was something you could use there against the dragons, which iron knives, I think, not so much.
Not so much, no. Okay. K3, when will we get to see loot share?
Soon, TM.
Yeah, pretty much.
It really was something I'd hoped to do this autumn. Unfortunately, staffing changes. Though we hope to have some rather good news there fairly soon.
Yeah.
There was a different question I didn't choose to ask, but I'm now asking anyways. suggesting loot share, but for PKers in Deadman. So as a team, when you kill somebody.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think there's enough benefit to PKing in a team already.
Yeah, I chose not to ask that, but I did
Very
anyway.
interesting,
So,
isn't it?
Pineapple asks, with Zaya, you said we'd have to choose from a family and stick with them to unlock a new reward. Will we ever have the ability to choose multiple families to side with?
The idea wasn't that you stick with them. It's the one that you support gives you access to their stuff. And then if you go and want to play with another family's stuff, then you can go and do that. But they don't trust you at first because they know you've been friends with their rivals. And as you gain favour with them and they start trusting you, letting you access their stuff, you lose favour with all their rivals. So that you actually have to work for access to these things.
Yeah.
That's simplifying it a bit, but you're certainly not locked into alignment like you might be in, say, Keldegrim when you choose a company to do that quest. The idea is that you effectively subscribe to a different one based on what you want and then work to gain access to their stuffsies.
Yeah.
Brown engine #1.
I avoided that one. That's the one that only allows men in the company, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so, and I was on a female character.
I do not support this.
No. I mean, it's just, for example, if you want to get into the rune altars, you will then get friends with the Arceus, who however it's pronounced, house,
Yes,
the magic house, and then you'll be able to use it. But if you decide, right, okay, I've done my rune crafting, I now want to do a bit of farming, then you have to go and grind your alignment points with the farming family more than you normally would if you started from 0, and then you can get access to the farming plots and the other farming things and the bits and bobs that go with that. That's basically the way it'll work.
Okay. Shield asks, did you drink the spider?
No, still here.
Oh.
No, teabag. Spider. Yeah, got it.
You don't get this entertainment anywhere else, guys.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't his question.
That's
Shield
going to
asks,
be a gift in about 15 seconds.
do you ever plan to return the world switch to Deadman worlds back to normal worlds?
What?
Sorry, what was
The
The
worlds
worlds that we
Deadman
switched over to
worlds,
Deadman
yeah.
worlds,
Yeah.
will we be reverting them anytime soon?
It's all right at the moment, I think. We're keeping an eye on it. But I think things are all right at the moment.
Yeah. 1001 asks, can you put a financial wizard in Nate's Knot? Nate's Knot.
It's not like there's any real bankers there to replace. You can just have a wandering financial wizzy, but yeah, all right.
You could do, because it is the one guarded bank that doesn't have one, because
Yeah.
we had a conversation about it.
We kind of were replacing banker NPCs with the financial wizzy, and there wasn't one. But we can put one.
Yeah.
We'll get that.
Okay.
I think what we might have done in Yatis So is
add an op.
just add an op to the dude who's there already.
Okay. Rip Spider. That asks, can we have
2015.
player-owned shops in Deadman mode?
I've always liked the idea of player-owned shops. In fact, when we were talking about Grand Exchange, my ideal thing to do would be to create almost like a town centre full of player-owned shops where you rent out a shop and you can then stick your sign outside and put all your wares in to sell it. I'd love to do that, but
It has to be in a non-safe zone.
Well, yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah.
But we'll never see it. That's just a nice thing to have, which would be a nice technical project and look nice. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
no, you can sit there
Where
and
would
trade
you-
badly.
Where would you put your player-owned shop? Just going to put it, what would you say, just north of Falador?
Yeah,
In that multi-area
it's
there?
not in the multi-area. Yeah, no guards.
And when you kill the owner of the shop, you take it over.
Whoops.
What would you call your shop if you set up a shop?
I would call it
Like you got Wayne's Chains in Falador. That's my favourite.
Matt's materials.
Matt's
Hats.
Matt's hats. Yes, Matt's hats. Matt's. How about the sock shop?
We don't. Unfortunately, we don't have socks yet. That can be changed.
I don't know. I think sock shop would work quite nicely.
Okay, they heard the name. Wooks asks, why can we not put untradeable items into the deposit box, like the crystal bow, for example, and yet they are risked on death when they're in the bank?
That's a good point, because those items become tradable when they turn to a seed, don't they? So
Many do, although I think others do not. Also, there was a restriction at one point where you couldn't put things in if they couldn't go on the Grand Exchange because it couldn't work out prices for them.
Right.
But the message it was giving said you can't put it in because it's untradeable. When it was tradable, it just wasn't GE enabled. I fixed the message for that so that it's a bit clearer about why you can't put the thing in. However, I'm afraid I don't know the. It might be that it wants to be able to look up a GE price for everything.
Could be. I'll have to have a look at that one, I think. So I can understand that being an issue.
For what it's worth, often when we've had places where you can store other items, like say the looting bag from the PvP Worlds, what we've found is there's a lot of places in the game which are checking what you've got stored and where you've got it stored, like quests. They give you an item, if you've lost it and haven't got it stored anywhere, they give you another one. And
This is the reason he did it, I remember him telling me.
that makes more sense then. Because if we let you put any item in any inventory, then all the stuff that's looking to see whether you've got the thing stored doesn't always know about new inventories, and realistically we're not going to find all the, well, hundreds of places in all the 1,008,000 lines of script to update for checking these new inventories every time. So to avoid very obscure bugs in all the content that we'd be dealing with for the rest of eternity, it really is a lot simpler to say, all right, the untradeable stuff that tends to be involved in quests is restricted to just the usual inventories rather than getting put in these obscure places. So that's why we did it with the looting bag. Also, it being a looting bag, it made sense to only have loot in it. But yeah, I get that for Deadman mode, that might be a bit more of a limitation.
Okay. So we'll look into the crystal bow then. Here we are. Halsha asks, can the Berserker Necklace's 20% damage bonus also apply to the Obsidian Staff? It's currently one of the worst staves, requiring 60 attack and magic and being two-handed. It's also incredibly rare.
I have no balancing objections to that at all.
Still don't think it'd be used, to be honest.
No, because it's two-handed. And
I think there'd be better things still.
I guess there's no
It
reason why
looks
not.
good. Like, that's
it
all it's
does
got
look
going
pretty
for it.
cool. I think we could find some other uses, probably outside of actually using it as a staff. That would
Would we then also apply that bonus to the Obby rings?
That's a good point. The fact that it's called a Berserker necklace means
Yeah.
it probably should remain melee based. I can't. Obby rings take it in a 20% boost would be powerful.
They're good. It would make them like better. That's a given.
We could make the staff one-handed.
Yeah.
There's various things we could do, but there's not much space for magic weapons, especially mid-tier. I would like to give it some super cool other use, like you can take 20 of them and build a really cool looking fence in your POH. That would look
That'll
awesome.
make them useful.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
That would
Yeah.
look awesome.
I do like that. Especially if you've got this new garden coming up.
Yeah,
haven't
that's
you?
what I was thinking.
Awesome.
And you use little chain links with Obby rings.
Ooh.
So you have the posts with
You do
your
want an
staff.
expensive fence.
Whoever designed these weapons did not intend for them to become objects in a garden.
It's immersive gameplay, Chris.
Yeah.
This is generally how we design most of our content, just having a silly conversation that ends up actually becoming a thing.
Yeah, that's why Callisto turned up. We said there was a big bare space in the wilderness, so we put a big bear in it.
All right. Wensen has a suggestion here. Wielding the corresponding God Staff, Book, and Cape should allow auto-casting the God spell.
That's quite nice.
You've got the book as well, I can see that being fair.
Almost like a set effect, as it were.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah, the
not even
autocasting
open.
code handles that. Mostly. It can be made to do so.
That can easily go on a poll.
Yeah. Cool. Good
I said that
suggestion.
knowing it might be Mod Maz having to do the programming on it. Hey Maz.
Where are we? Killua has another suggestion here. Make clan chat ranks appear next to their name, similar to how Ironmen/PMods work.
That'd
So
be
when they
quite
speak.
nice.
I remember it's having a conversation with Ian about there being a limit of the amount of things we can have next to the name. He might be able to increase it, but I can't remember.
I think he's found a way that it can be transmitted separately to the thing that overflowed when we first launched it. There's actually the question of whether the players all want it though, because when we first started offering things like that for Iron Man, without really considering how we'd do it, what we ran into straight away was that a lot of players didn't want us to. so we left the matter alone for a long time. But if they've changed their minds, then yes, I think we can get that.
Stick a toggle on it. Yeah, I think it'll be something nice to look at when we do the clan stuff next year.
The amount of times our setting tab has been reworked.
Yeah.
Okay. Starbucks asks, when's the next PDC? We've just got ideas, overflowing with ideas.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of our ideas come from players. In fact, everything we went away in the middle of the year to discuss the next 12 months, the majority of that all came from
That
players.
includes Deadman mode, doesn't it?
No.
Oh, right.
Sorry, that was mine.
All right. So
Yeah, well, that was ours, I should say.
Yeah, but most things, even if they're not like a direct player suggestion, they're inspired by them or include components of them.
Absolutely. But I would like to do a proper PDC again. Figure out what we can do.
I did enjoy the last one.
There you go, Ray.
Probably
That's
something.
something for you to do. Yeah,
PDC, player design content competition,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
where you send in your ideas and we program them.
Yeah.
That's where you got the Motherlode Mind from and the rooftop agility courses. It was where you nearly got the artisan skill as well, but not quite.
And we have the guy in game for the rooftops, don't we?
Yes, and also Runite Minor.
Please stop sending bug reports. It's not a typo. It's supposed to be minor.
We could just forcibly rename the player and update the NPC to match.
That's
See if he ever sends another winning suggestion.
we must get at least like 2 reports a week saying like, oh, this the NPC's name is spelt wrong. It's supposed to be minor.
Also, well done fixing that full stop.
Oh yeah, so many apologies
couldn't
for
play the game
all
until that
of
was
our
fixed.
players that were affected by the inconsistent capitalization of astral and nature when attempting to cast the Geomancy spell from the Lunar Spellbook without having enough runes present in your inventory. We did deploy a hotfix late this afternoon to address that issue for you.
For what it's worth, I consider that all the other spells are doing it wrong and that one was right.
That's fair.
But yeah, we know the game was literally unplayable, so we had to do something. I could see why people were upset.
We were this far away to do a cold fix for it. Quite
Yeah.
frankly,
Yeah.
we were just going to take the game offline for an hour while we fixed it.
Yeah.
But we thought,
Okay.
Yeah, apologies for the
That's enough
inconvenience.
for that.
yeah, and sarcasm.
Okay, some people are believing you now. Gary asks, any plans to expand the old school team in the near future?
Yeah, news incoming.
Soon, TM.
News incoming.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kind of hint. You know we were advertising for new content developers on our website? Yes.
Let's see. Slayman asks, can there be a 10-second counter when trying to drop items while sculled in Deadman? So only while sculled.
No, I don't think so. I mean, dropping this stuff to stop you losing it, I think, is something that happens everywhere, isn't it?
It is.
Any PvP thing, so
Never really liked it though.
yeah. But I think it's sort of an accepted part of it.
Well, it's part of it. Jury's out on whether it's accepted.
It's kind of a controversial one, to be honest.
Thing is, most of the time it is just for griefing.
It wouldn't
Often
apply
you
to
can't get
you
I don't know,
if you're
I don't know.
unskulled. It would only be if you are skulled. So
Yeah. Right. We'll see.
There's a reason to consider it, definitely.
Could we get a straw poll on that? I'd like to gather some opinions.
should I repeat that? Let me find this here. Can there be a 10-second counter when trying to drop items while skulled? Obviously in Deadman.
One of the issues that comes to mind off the bat, I don't know if you guys mentioned it, would be trying to make space for keys. Although they dropped before that, never mind.
For what it's worth, if you can drop stuff on the floor, one of the things we tried in like years ago now was making items drop like that appear to everybody immediately so that it wasn't going to protect your stuff. It was just going to, well, you have to get you out your inventory, but it wouldn't protect it because the PKer who's going to kill you for it can still
That
just
might
pick
be a
it up and
better route
walk
to
off.
go down.
One of the reasons people haven't liked that though is that it means that if somebody's in combat, you can restock them with food very easily by just putting it on the floor for them to pick up. So we could try for a different rule based on whether or not the thing's food.
If you're skulled.
If you're scolding or dropping stuff, then
appears
for it to become
instantly.
then you're probably not going to be restocking somebody if you're scold at the time.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If you've got multiple people who are skulled, you're in a one singles up way combat.
The
If
thing
you've got
is-
two people fighting and you are dropping food to them, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that at all. You're dropping food to somebody else, and if you can't because you've got a skull on your head or you are in combat with somebody else and there's more than one fight going on, and swapping food between each other is a tactic that two people can use to fight better together.
It is quite controversial, and it shows in the poll results about 57%. Yeah. All right. Papa asks, when we get to see hit points insurance?
Hopefully next week.
Okay. What else was going along with that?
The reduction in XP,
That's right, yeah.
lost near not scold, and there's a couple more things that are pretty much under the hood. I don't think we've got any other major content things to come.
The Maxscape thing is coming next week.
Oh yeah, we'll
It's
have
not
the
related to Deadman.
combination Maxscapes should be out next week, and that'll be the big content update along with the Deadman stuff. Then we've got Zora scale fishing the week after, and Skill Cape perks will come after that.
Beautiful. And it's practically Christmas.
A question about the hit points insurance there. Will we have to pay the hit points insurance back after each time we die?
No, it's a one-off
It's a
payment.
permanent unlock.
All right. Cleaner asks, can the Deadman NPC tell us how much total XP we've lost upon death?
I don't think he's tracking at the moment, so we don't have that information to give you. Unless you've got it somewhere that we don't know about in your data.
The XP stuff isn't being pushed through from somewhere to somewhere else at the moment, which is why I can't track that at the moment. But it will be, and after that, I'll have a chat with Mod Porky, and he will make magic stuff happen. I would imagine.
Should track how much XP you've killed and stolen from people.
Yes, how much XP you've caused people to lose.
If there's audio issues, we're working on them ASAP. Next question. Michael asks, will my skill reset if I hop worlds and then auto-retaliate a player that's attacked me?
No.
Okay.
They can't hear us, we'll just shake our head.
There was a day when it was happening, and we fixed it.
That's fixed now. There you go. Cleaner asks, oh, sorry, just asked that one. We've still got some time for these ones. Will the Let's Design Zaya live streams continue?
Yes.
And will they be modeling anything else afterwards?
I think they've really enjoyed it, so I can see, after Zaya is out, or the first batch of Zaya is out, I'm sure they'll want to do it again and continue doing it.
They're bound to be modelling something.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
They're doing one
Yeah.
tonight, right? Straight after her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think today, correct me if I'm wrong, Alfie, but today you're showing off the actual city.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Lobercane, Hasidius, and some other bits and bobs. So the city is coming together. So there we go.
Some really cool Zaya stuff. So if you haven't seen one before, they continue on immediately after the stream. So don't go anywhere. You can watch Mod Ghost and Mod Alfred design Zaya. It's really entertaining stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really nice that I can't watch it because be able to test it properly. I have to get a full immersive experience the first time I see it.
Indeed.
It's
yeah.
really annoying. I want to watch the streams.
All right. Will you resume tweeting when a player dies with high wealth?
Yes.
Ronan shaking his head. Yes, I think we're going to raise the cap on that to
Yep.
25 mil. Yeah. So there you go. Next question. Frankie asks, when we see the next batch of skilling pets? They're quite popular.
Probably, well, certainly not this year. We'll open a discussion sometime next year when we find some time.
All right.
There'll be a big choice on which skills to go for, I think.
Yeah.
The people has a suggestion here. An option or examine text to check how many pay dirts / ores you have stored in the bag at Motherlode Mine.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be up for that.
It's a rare one.
Yeah.
It's been suggested we could even put it on a head-up display. Although having one of those hovering around while you're wandering around the mine might feel a bit jarring.
Yeah.
That's good. Sunny asks, thoughts on letting us teleport out of the fight cave after defeating Jad in Deadman mode? Otherwise, we risk being ambushed by a team waiting outside the cave.
Well, that was the point. A Deadman mode.
Yeah.
Don't tell people you're in there.
Yeah.
If you're going for Jad, if you're going for the fight, fire cave rather in Deadman, just make sure there's not a team waiting outside right after you get it, because that would be.
You get a
tragic.
second account, stand outside and wait.
It's multi.
If they see.
It's multi, yeah.
Yeah, but if they see a team out there, then your other account just logs into a different world.
What if you're in the middle of
cape.
Jad, though?
Well, if you've got the cape, you finished Jad, haven't you? So you log out, log in to a different world, find a free world, and out you go.
You can't log out immediately, though. It kicks you right outside.
Yeah, but you've killed Jad, so there's nobody attacking you.
No, you
kicks
get
you out
booted
as
out of
soon
the
as you
instant.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, tough then. frankly.
Basically tough, yeah,
Yeah.
is the answer there.
What if it didn't kick you out? I don't think it's got any need to do so. It could just leave you sitting in an instance all by yourself for the rest of eternity. In Deadman mode, we actually try to avoid that kind of thing, but you won't be able to gain XP or tick down anything useful in there.
I think if you want the best cape in the game, you have to take that risk and have to plan for it.
Yeah, there's
And
already
then
quite a
lose
few in
it.
the game.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And if you lose it, go back, get it, lose it again.
I think it's perfectly fine. Same as getting like a fighter to us. So.
Yeah.
And if you do manage to get away with it, misclick on someone in a bank.
Yeah, and then you get rid of it for sure. Job done.
Well, you keep it after that, yeah.
Yeah.
You do keep it, fortunately. Thoughts on removing the ability to use noted items on a bank to have them unnoted in Deadman? So
We only put that in for Ultimate Iron people who couldn't otherwise use the bank to unnote stuff. So I wouldn't actually mind if that feature weren't there, because we don't have Ultimate Iron Men being dead.
Why though? Why did they want it removed?
It's the instant
being used to keep
food
yourself
thing.
alive.
So you keep a stack of
yeah.
of food, and you eat that. The alternative, we stop that. People will then be opening their banks to take stuff out, which does take some skill to do it, but is
Quick clicks, yeah.
eminently bottable, which is the problem.
I did watch
That
one
side of
clip of
things.
some guy really failing at getting food out of his bank.
Well, that works.
He got reasonably angry after.
So if we did end up removing this, then everyone would have to try that and get good at it.
Yes.
well, a few good points there. Knives do stop them quite well. It's not a guarantee, obviously. They have a very short period of like a millisecond and a half to bank. But that's the only thing I can think of. Okay. Last question I have here. Similar to the friends list and ignore list, can we have a hit list on Deadman mode? I want to remember the names of people who have killed me to strike revenge in the
Wow,
future.
you say
like
that. You say that. I was thinking about this the other day. In fact, I brought it up again the other day, or rather, Neil brought it up the other day, talking about it having a bounty hunter system. So you die, and then you put money on someone's head, and that money accumulates, and then you can go and look for people who've got money on their heads, kill them, and you get that lump sum of money as well.
Whoever killed me, I would run to my deposit box, sell something, get like 500K, put that on his head, say kill him, and you get it.
Yes, exactly that.
Everyone
I would
loves the
love
hit
that.
list idea.
Yeah.
So, and then
Although, to butt in real quick, it wouldn't work so well for known people in the community, say streamers, for example, because people would just throw a massive bounty on their head, and they would be targeted even more so. Imagine Bodhi running around with a 10 mil bounty on his head.
yeah, imagine how many viewers he'd get watching it. I don't think he'd mind that much somehow.
I wouldn't be very happy with that. I'd want to kill myself, to be honest.
No, I think that's absolutely fine. I want a straw poll of it, by the way, Ronan.
Should we stop all that? Okay.
Yeah.
You just bring up a good concern.
Yeah.
You get your friend to kill you and share the money.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Well, then again,
So it's
If you
tricky.
kill him, he's losing his bank and he's losing a whole load of XP.
if you could only put it on somebody who's killed you, that's still avoidable.
I think we could make it work.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright,
Could you put it on JMods?
I could try.
We'd need some kind of permanent UID system first. We currently haven't got one.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
All right. So the question is, would you like a bounty system in Deadman mode to be able to put a bounty over someone's head, and everybody could see it, and everybody would hunt them for it,
Yeah.
and you'd be at that money though. Too bad.
I'm trying to work out whether I'd want it or not, and I'm not sure I would.
I wouldn't, because people would put it
Because-
on my head.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you really want to know who else to go for, but
Yeah.
You see, they had that system in Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay.
Exactly that system. The bounty hunters could go and get missions to go and kill people. They couldn't choose who it was they were killing, but they got, these are the 5 missions you get to choose from. Which one do you want? Level, 27 bliss, level 30 that, this amount of money, and you can
It's
go.
got
Ooh,
yeses.
they like it.
What's wrong with you?
Oh dear.
If I log into Deadman and see there's a 10 mil bounty on my head, I'm just gonna hide. I wouldn't, that'd be
You
terrible.
could, of course, pay the 10 mil yourself
No.
to clear it. That might be the way around it.
That'd be one heck of a cash sink.
It would, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
So you pay the fine or you clear it.
I think
Okay. Well,
we'd have to put like a hard cap on it so it didn't get ridiculous.
No.
Yeah, I've got. Otherwise, you just have the wealthiest players running around just annoying people they don't like. Mind you, maybe players would start being nice to each other.
yeah, don't take my iron ore, or I'm putting this bounty on your head.
Yeah.
20k to the
Absolutely.
pot.
Oh, that's a really interesting mechanic.
Yeah, some fun with that.
There's some value in exploring this.
Okay.
But yeah,
so
like
the
Ash
results
said,
there.
we've got a pretty fundamental thing we need to sort out first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is that permanent ID for players.
The results there were 81% for those wondering. If you're watching on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So a lot of people do like that idea. 1,500 or so.
Wow.
I'm definitely the sort of person that, like, if I got killed, like, well, I'm going to end your life. I'm not going to waste XP doing it myself. Just
Thing is-
put up 20 mil.
The thing is, you die, that's your bank, so you don't have anything to put on the guy's head. Unless you go to your safety deposit box, sell something that you had in there maybe, you know, but that's your rebuild money. Are you
Yeah,
really going to
yeah.
throw that for revenge, or are you going to rebuild with it?
That's awesome.
So it's a tough call.
Yeah.
We need to make this happen.
Regardless, we are out of time. So don't go anywhere. The stream's not actually ending. We're going to head straight over to Mod Ghost and Mod Alfred, doing some Zaya designing. Really exciting stuff. Stay tuned. And aside from that, we'll thank you for watching. We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye-bye.
All right.